Hi everyone. All right, welcome to the second week of the moisture retention challenge, and today is day 8 of the challenge. So kudos to you guys for coming all the way and coming this far. All right, so today's session will be way less than last week's because I want to take up too much of your time, and also I gotta get back to prepping for the just getting my work done for the moisture retention challenge. All right, so for those that are joining me right now, so just tap in the comment section so I know you ladies are actually watching and engaging, because I know that some of you ladies are currently watching me right now. Oh, look at my hair. Okay, so welcome. A quick introduction. My name is Adiola. For those watching me for the very first time, my name is Adiola, and I help women with type 4 hair mainly. So type 4 hair is hair that looks like mine, so that African texture hair. So I help ladies with type 4 hair to get rid of breakage and increase their hair's moisture retention capabilities, so they can grow their hair and have healthy hair. So if that's you, then welcome to the session. Hello. Yeah, thank you. And lovely me, I believe you asked me a question. You asked me a question in the last session. I think you were asking for the checklist. So do you receive my emails at all? Right? Do you receive my emails at all? Because if you receive my emails, then you should have received the checklist, or at least have the link to go get the checklist. So I'm gonna leave the link after this session. I'm going to leave it in the description box, so anyone that's going to be watching the replay can click on the link and go download the checklist, because in last week's live session I went through the checklist. I went through each tool and each product, and I explained why we need them and how we're going to be using them so we can see results. All right, so who else is watching me right now? So just say hello, and tell me where you're watching me from. So where are you watching me from? Because last week we had a few people from Europe. Because usually I have ladies from the US, but last week I had quite a number of ladies from Europe. So yeah, where are you ladies watching me from? Hi Samantha. Hello Miss Bloom. Thank you for joining me right now live. All right, so I know this is YouTube, but I'm sure you ladies have lots of friends with natural hair. So I'm gonna give you ladies a few seconds right now just to click on the share button and share this video out on your Facebook page or your Facebook profile, so your friends can also listen to what you're gonna be listening to today. Because let me show you what I've written out today. Hi Peggy, hi Samantha, and thank you for joining me live. So this is what I'm going to be going through. As you can see, I just wrote everything out point form, because obviously I'm not going to write out the full script. But if you want your friends or your family members with natural hair, type 4 natural hair, right, and you have friends that are currently struggling with their natural hair and they have no idea, click on the share button to share this video out on your Facebook page. And I'm just going to give you ladies a few moments to do that. And once you've done that, just type done in the comment section, right? So I'm going to give you ladies a few seconds so your friends can come and listen to what you're about to listen to, because I'm actually sharing some new content that I haven't shared before in the blog post or in my previous webinars, and I'm sharing them all for free, because for anybody that has been following me for a while, you know that I have some paid programs, which I'm gonna share with you ladies in a couple weeks from now. But yeah, I'm covering 5 main topics today, all under moisture retention, by the way, because based on the title, it says daily and weekly routine you need for moisture retention, right? So I'm going to be breaking everything down so we can obviously see results in our hair. All right. So, who has have shared the link on your Facebook page, right? So, because you want to let your friends know what you're doing right now, so they can come on here and join as well. And if you're gonna be watching this on a replay, you can also do the same thing. Just share this video out on your Facebook page, so your friends can also come and watch the replay, and they can also get the checklist and everything that I'm gonna be going over. Alright, so as usual, I'm gonna go over the content, and then towards the end of it, I leave some time out for Q&A. So if you type in a question and I don't get to it, it's because I want to get through this as quickly as I can, and then I'll get to your question. So just in case you type a question, make sure you copy it so you can repaste it during the Q&A session. All right, so once again, so I think someone is watching me from Florida, right? I think someone is watching me from Florida. Actually, maybe I should even fix here. Okay, all right. Okay, I think this is better lighting. Ooh. Okay, so let's get into today's content. Okay. All right, let's get into today's content. So let me just share quickly what I'm going to be going over today, right? So the 5 main things that I want to cover today includes, so the first thing I want to talk about is my 5-step wash day system, right? And then the second thing I want to go over will be different moisturizing method and what I use and what I recommend. Third is when to moisturize your hair, And then the fourth thing I want to talk about is actually times, right? So there's when, as in days of the week or whatever, and then the best times to moisturize your hair, and finally, how you can prolong moisture retention, right? How can you prolong moisture retention? So all these things that I'm sharing for free, I actually have them written out in my mini ebooks, which are available on my Kindle store. But so for the sake of those that are watching me live right now, that's gonna be watching me on the replay. So again, if you have any question, just leave it in the comment section below, and I'll get to it later on. Okay, so quickly, 5-step washing system. So let me see, how do you ladies wash your hair? So what does it look like? What does your current wash day system look like? Where's this chair here? Okay, so what does your current wash day system look like? So do you pre-poo? Do you shampoo? Do you co-wash? Do you I mean, detangle? Like, what does it look like? Okay, so Samantha said that I always wash my hair in big twists. Yeah, that's a good tactic, and sometimes I do that. But 2 days ago, I washed my hair in twists, and now it's all frizzy. But yeah, I mean, it's a very quick and easy way to wash one's natural hair. So, but how does your wash day look like though? Does it actually take the whole day, or or it only takes a couple hours or a few hours? What does it look like, and what do you ladies currently do on your wash days? Because I know some ladies have very simple wash days, while some have like really complicated and time-consuming wash days, right? But then again, if it's working for you, then that's okay. But if you're looking for a more efficient way to make your wash days more, I guess, efficient and effective, then you're in the right place. Okay, all right, yeah, thanks for the thumbs up. And just so I know you ladies are engaging with me, just tap on the yeah, so just tap on the thumbs up. Okay, so quickly, right, what does my wash day look like on most days, right? So this is what it looks like. All right, so it seems like a couple of you ladies would wash your hair in sections, yeah, which is a great method great way to wash your hair, which is how I would also wash my hair most of the time, right? So my 5-step washing system simply looks like this, right? So first I will shampoo my hair. Second, I will deep condition. Third, I would moisturize my hair. And then fourth, I would seal my hair with oil or butter. And then lastly, I would style my hair, right? So wash, shampoo, deep condition, moisturize, seal, and style. 5. Okay, deep condition and wash again. All right, so it looks like Samantha, you wash your hair about 3 times. So yeah, so detangle, I guess that's part of your wash day, which I didn't even mention. Yeah, so it's a lot of work. Yeah, that's right. Hi, Pia, bro. Thank you so much for the compliment. Yeah, it is. It is a lot of work, which is the reason why I usually just take 3 steps and I wash. I mean, 5 steps. Well, it's mainly three steps, but mainly five steps that I usually take on my wash days, right? Because for me, my hair gets really tangled very easily. So the quicker I am with my wash days, then the better it is for me, right? Okay, shampoo. Now, why do we need to shampoo our hair? Now, if you have troubled scalp, meaning dandruff, itchy scalp, or just issues with your scalp, or you use a lot of hair products, you live in a polluted environment, you work out a lot, you sweat a lot, you're always on the go, then you need to shampoo your hair at least once every 2 weeks, or so at least, well, if you have troubled scalp, every 2 weeks or every week, depending on, I guess, your routine, right? Now, what sort of shampoos should I use? Should I use regular shampoo? Should I use natural shampoo? Should I use, So my recommendation is to always use sulfate-free shampoos. Now, depending on your country, depending on your city, depending on your, wherever it is that you're in the world, sometimes it can be nearly impossible to get sulfate-free shampoos, right? So that's when you can use regular shampoos. And so when you use a regular shampoo, then I'll say maybe just use it once a month, right? Because sometimes regular shampoos can dry your hair out. But I know some ladies, can use any product, any shampoo, any product, and their hair will thrive, right? Like it doesn't matter, right? So if that's you, then you can use any shampoo. It doesn't matter if it has sulfate or no sulfate, right? As long as your hair stays healthy. But if dryness and breakage is an issue, then I would say try as much as possible to find sulfate-free shampoos. Right now, most you can get sulfate-free shampoos from like any store, really, if you're in Canada, the US, UK, or countries where there's a lot of, I would say, black people, or even you can get natural shampoos from health food stores, right? Sometimes they're a bit more expensive, but the thing is, shampoos usually last like 10 times longer than conditioners, right? Because usually a bundle of my shampoo sometimes will last me the whole year, and I shampoo my hair at least every 2 weeks, right? Because with shampoos you only need a little bit and that's it, right? So it actually, like, it's like money well spent, right? Now, the next step is to deep condition, right? Now, why do we need to deep condition? Because probably when we have relaxers, we only shampooed and conditioned our hair, or sometimes we only shampooed and that was it, right? Because that was my story. I would just shampoo my hair and then rinse it out and then just put my hair in plaits and then go get it done, right? And then my sister told me about conditioners, and then I started conditioning my hair, and I would comb my hair, with conditioner in it, right? But deep conditioning, it's like taking it like, one step further, right? So it's when you have the product in your hair and you're gonna leave it in for 20 minutes or so. For me, most times I will leave it in for much longer, and it's because sometimes if my wash day is on a weekend or on a weekend morning, then I'll put the deep conditioning treatment in my hair and I'll go clean the house, I'll go cook, I'll go tidy up, whatever it is that I need to do, right? And then by the time you know it, 1 hour is already gone, right? But in the meantime, I will cover my hair with the plastic cap and then with the winter hat, or sometimes with a towel or with a scarf, right? But if I have a towel in my hair, then it feels too heavy and it gets uncomfortable to clean the house or do whatever it is that I need to do, right? So most times I'll just wear a winter hat or like a wool hat, so that way heat gets trapped in my hair, and then it can help with the deep conditioning process, right? And then after deep conditioning my hair, obviously I'll go back in the shower or the sink and I'll rinse out the deep conditioning treatment, right? And usually, depending on the products that you use, your hair should feel softer and more stretchy, right? So when I use great products, right, then usually my hair feels very light. For some reason, it feels really light, right? So you want to make sure you use a conditioner that feels slippery, right? Feels slippery in your hands and it feels slippery in your hair as well, right? Because that's when I know that my hair feels moisturized or has been moisturized and deep conditioned, right? So now you've rinsed out the shampoo, you've rinsed out the deep conditioner, right? Now what do you do next? Now some ladies might detangle their hair prior to deep conditioning, or they might detangle their hair during deep conditioning. So it depends on the power, on I guess the strength and the power of the deep conditioning treatment, right? Now for me, most times I usually don't detangle my hair that often. Maybe once a month I would detangle it with a comb, because my hair, like I said, breaks very easily. Like I just need to touch it and it breaks, right? So usually I'm very careful with the deep conditioning process, with the detangling process, I mean. Okay, and then afterwards, so now your hair is wet. Usually I'll just take my towel and I'll just, take out some, some water from my hair. And then I will go take my leave-in conditioner, right? Take my leave-in conditioner, because if you wash your hair in sections, right, then you're just gonna grab each section. I'll just pour, some of the leave-in in my hands, rub it on the palm of my hand and apply it, right? Always making sure my hands get some leave-in products as well, right? So I'm going to do that for every section of my hair. Now think of your leave-in conditioner as a lotion, right? When you shower, like when you take a shower, right? Usually, sometimes you blot, your skin out, right? And then while your skin is still damp, even now, right now, like I started putting shea butter on my skin while wet. Like I get out of the shower, I don't even use towels anymore. I just put the shea butter on my skin, because it applies much faster, right? So think about the leave-in conditioner like lotion for your hair, right? Because probably when you had relaxer, you probably just put grease in your hair after shampooing and that was it, right? But now before grease, we need to put a water-based product, which would be a leave-in conditioner, right? So we're going to apply it in each section of our hair, making sure that every hair strand gets some product, right? And then, because we want to minimize moisture, we want to slow down moisture retention, right? So what we're going to do is to seal that leave-in conditioner in with some sort of an oil, right? So some ladies might use an oil blend. They might use like olive oil. They might use castor oil. They might use shea butter. They might use jojoba oil. They might use coconut oil, right? So depending. Now, if you like, right now it's the winter time. It's really cold, or Hamatan or whatnot, right? Then some ladies might use thicker oils and even thicker leave-in conditioners. Now, it all depends on your hair texture. Some hair textures are very fine and very light that, very thick products can weigh your hair down, right? So that's when they will use a lighter leave-in conditioner, right? But for some of us, we need thicker leave-in conditioners, because for me, it doesn't matter what season, my hair likes very thick product, because then it takes a while longer for the moisture to evaporate from one's hair. And then finally you want to style your natural hair, right? So right now my hair is in twist. I put it in twist on Sunday night and I washed it like 2 days afterwards, hence why it looks pretty. But I always put my hair in twist, because then moisture will evaporate much slower, right? Now, a few days ago, I was reading about porosity and non-porosity. Again, that's a topic for another day, because I talked about it in my premium program, but I'm willing to talk about to share a free session with you ladies. And someone talked about low porosity and high porosity, and they talked about, okay, because when they wash their hair and they put it up in a bun, right? Sometimes it takes their hair up to 2 days to dry, and so they think they have low porosity hair because their hair, like took a while to dry up, right? And I'm thinking, well, duh, obviously, you have your hair in a bun. Obviously, it's gonna take a while longer to dry, right? Because let me show you, let me explain very briefly why, after wash days or during wash days, the same day or maybe the following day, the reason why you always want to put your hair up in a twist well, twist for me, it's very fast and very easy. You can do braids or whatnot, right? The reason why, moisture evaporation will slow down when your hair is in twist versus, let's say you do a twist out, right? Like you twist it on the, wash it, following it, you do a twist out, right? The reason, is think about a towel, right? So you have a piece of towel, you actually hand washed it, and then you squeezed it, right? So if you take that towel, you squeeze it and you leave it like in that squeezed state, right? Not, like you didn't bother to spread it out or anything. You put it in a squeezed state and you go hang it like on a clothesline somewhere, right? And you leave it out to dry, right? Versus having the same piece of towel that you spread out all flat and you go hang it on a clothesline, right? Now, between the towel left in a squeezed state versus the towel that has been spread out, right? Which one do you think is going to dry faster? Right, so I'm just gonna wait for you ladies to respond, right? So I know you're actually listening and engaging, right? So you take a piece of towel, wet towel, you squeeze it, and you leave it in that squeeze state. You go hang it on a clothesline, or you take the same towel, you spread it out, squeeze it, but spread it out, go hang it on a clothesline, right? Now, which one do you think is gonna dry faster? The towel left in a squeezed state, or the towel, that has been spread out on a clothesline, right? Which one? So obviously option number B, right? Which is, towel that, you actually spread out and you go, hang it on a clothesline, right? Now, like it works the same way with your hair as well, right? When you have twist out or whatnot, your hair will dry out faster versus if it's in a bun or if it's in twist, right? That is how things works, right? Okay, so that's the first session of today's session. So the first step, wash your system. So usually, at least for this challenge, you wanna wash your hair every week, right? So every 7 days. So at least that way you can actually train your hair to absorb moisture and to get used to that routine as well. Now, so that's a weekly routine, right? So now, in between wash days, every 7 days, sometimes, after a few hours, your hair feels dry, because my hair feels the same way as well, right? So what do you do after washes? Because obviously when your hair is wet, it feels okay, but as soon as water evaporates from your hair, then it feels like strong again, right? So this is what you want to do, right? Now, this is your daily routine, the second part of this session, right? So you want to make sure that you co-wash your hair, that if it's needed. So I said 2 days ago I co-washed my hair because my hair started to feel dry, and rather than piling products on top of products, I just decided to rinse out the previous products and then apply new products, right? So you would co-wash your hair maybe after 3 or 4 days, depending. Again, it's not necessary. Some ladies' hair can hold on to moisture and be okay for the whole week, right? And then daily, what you want to do, again, think about leaving conditioners like the same way you will, use a body lotion, right? So every day, right? Again, depending on the product, some products are very thick and very effective that you only need to apply them maybe twice a week or a few times per week, right? But if your hair is always feeling dry, right, then you want to make sure that during the week, right, maybe every day or every 2 days or every 3 days, you would, put lotion back in, you will put that hair lotion back in your hair, right? So it could be, so let's say wash days happens on the Saturdays or Sundays, right? And then you notice that within 24 hours, your hair feels dry again, right? So rather than going back in the shower and doing wash day all over again, all you need to do will be to, put moisture back in your hair by putting that lotion, the hair lotion, back in your hair, right? So you're wondering, okay, so how do I do this, right? So this is the third part of the session, right? So different moisturizing methods. Right now there are so many different moisturizing methods because obviously us human beings are very creative, right? So you're gonna hear about all sorts. Right now the most popular method is the lock version, LOC. You've probably seen it, and I have a picture of it on my Instagram page. So if you ladies are following me already, it's the same title, Coils and Glory. You can find me on Instagram. And I have, I think, 1 or 2 images about the lock method, right? So the lock method is pretty much liquid, oil, and cream. Liquid, oil, and cream, right? So remember earlier I talked about, okay, when I take a shower, usually I will just put the lotion or the shea butter on my skin while either damp or wet, right? So it works the same way with your hair as well. So right now my hair, it's completely dry. So if I take a product, right, and I apply it in my hair, I'm gonna need way more product than I would if I wet my hair a little bit, right? So that's why, like, in between wash days, when it's not a wash day, the moisturizing method you want to use will be a lock method, right? Meaning you're going to take your spray bottle, right, and you will spray your hair with water, just water. Some ladies might use aloe vera juice or a mixture of aloe vera juice and water. Spray it, and then you will take the cream, right? Cream, and then again take sections of your hair, apply it, make sure your ends get some, and then you're gonna take the oil and apply it, right? So you're only doing step 3 and 4 of wash days, because obviously you don't need to shampoo your hair, you don't need to deep condition your hair, and your hair will probably be in a hairstyle already, so you don't need to style your hair again. So you're only doing really step 3 and 4. Or sometimes for some lazy naturals, because I'm one of them, sometimes what I would do would be just to take my spray bottle, and I would have my lock method in it already, right? So I have the liquid, which is water. I would have my cream, which is the leave-in conditioner, and I'll have the oil in my spray bottle, and then I just take it, shake it up, and sometimes I'll spray some in my hands, rub it, and then apply it in my hair, or sometimes I'll just spray it all over my hair and make sure my hair gets enough products, right? And most times I just put a little bit. I don't want to get my hair drenched, right? You just want to hydrate your hair, so obviously it's not thirsty, right? So yeah, so that's the most popular method, and that's the method that I prefer, because I know some ladies would use the local method, right? So LOCO, so the liquid, they'll put oil, cream, and oil. For me, I don't like grease, because even when I cook, like, I don't like having like my hands greasy and stuff, right? So because when you put too much oil in your hair, then obviously your hair feels greasy, your sunbonnet gets very greasy, pillowcase greasy, like grease all over the place. But then again, it depends on, I guess, what works for you. But for me, I just like putting the oil in my hair once. And remember, a lot of products, particularly products for black women, right, styling products and leave-in conditioners, a lot of them, depending on the brand, already has oil in it. So sometimes you don't even need the oil version, the oil step. You only need the liquid and the cream, right? Because most times the cream would have oil already. So if you're someone like me, like, you don't like grease, then you can just use the cream and you don't need to put oil in your hair. So the next thing I want to talk about is, okay, when should I moisturize my hair? Should I moisturize my hair in the morning? Should I moisturize my hair at night before going to bed, right? So for me, I prefer, right, so the best time, the absolute best time will be in the evening, right? In the evening, when you just come back home from work or school, or depending, right? And the reason for this is that depending on the weather, right? So for example, if it's the summertime, it's really hot outside, in the evening, by the evening time, the sun would have cooled down a bit, right? So when you put, the moisture in your hair, right? And I mean, in the evening, you'll probably be home anyway, unless you have to go back out again, right? But you're probably going to be home anyway. So if it's hot outside, chances are that your house will be cool. Or if it's really cold and freezing outside, chances are that your house will be at a room temperature, right? So not too freezing and not too hot, right? So I prefer to moisturize my hair in the evening, right? So, and that's as soon as you come home from work, not, like 2 minutes before bed, right? And the reason for this is that, you put the products in your hair, and your hair has enough time for osmosis, right? So anybody with a scientific background might know what that means, but if you don't know what it means, it pretty much means when the products will absorb into your hair at a normal rate, right? But if you put the product in your hair in the morning, right, which I mean, it's also a good time to put moisture in your hair in the morning and in the evening, right? But let's say you put the product in your hair in the morning and then you go out. So if you drive or you don't drive, you have to take the bus. Then sometimes you're waiting outside under the sun, and the sun can, zap out, the moisture from your hair. Or if it's really cold outside, you obviously don't want to go out with wet hair or damp hair because it's gonna freeze. Unless you're gonna be wearing a hat or of some sort to protect your hair from, the harsh weather condition out there, right? Or sometimes even, like it all depends on, I guess, your outfit, right? Because when you're in the wintertime, you put on, you know a lot more clothing, right? And another reason why I usually don't like to moisturize my hair right before bed is that sometimes, if your hair is wet, even if you're wearing a satin bonnet, sometimes you can get in your pillowcase, right? Unless you do what I'm gonna share with you very soon, right? Okay, yeah, so that's the absolute best time to moisturize your hair in the evening, right up, like as soon as you come home from work. But obviously, if you work night shift, you work 3 to 11 and you come home at night, then maybe the best time will be in the afternoon before going out to work. Or if you drive, then you can obviously moisturize your hair in the morning because you're gonna be in your car anyway. From your car, you're gonna be in your office, right? Then you can moisturize your hair in the morning, right? So now, how do you prolong moisture retention? Because I did a poll on my Facebook group last night and I asked ladies, okay, how long does moisture stay in your hair for? Some ladies said a few days, some ladies said a few minutes, which for me, it happens to me as well, right? A few minutes, some ladies said a few hours, some ladies said, one day, right? So now, how do you prolong moisture retention? Because I'm speaking to myself as well, because sometimes depending on the product, then my hair can act very funny or weird, right? So number one, right? You want to make sure you do step 5 of the 5-step wash day system, which is to style your hair. And the approved hairstyle is two-strand twist, right? Two-strand twist. That's our approved hairstyle. And then number 2, you want to make sure that you wear some sort of a scarf or hat if you're gonna be going out and the weather condition is like very harsh. Let's say it's really sunny, like one of those, heat whereby like your skin feels like it's getting fried, right? Then you obviously want to make sure that you wear a hat, and if you're living in in a winter zone, then obviously wear a silk head wrap and then put on your wool hat, right? So at least that way your hair will stay moisturized for a bit longer. Number 3, you want to make sure that you use weather appropriate hair products. Weather appropriate hair products. Now, this is the thing. For my skin, right? For my skin, I have different skin regimen, right? In the winter versus in the summer, if I'm living in a dry region versus if I'm living in a hot region. So, for example, when I was living in Edmonton, Canada, like I would only use sulfate-free body wash on my skin, and then I would use lotion on my skin and then shea butter on my skin, right? But right now that I'm living in a warmer region, I can use any bath soap, right? Sulfate, no sulfate, I'm good, right? And then usually I can just use shea butter on my skin and that's it, right? No skin cracks or dryness or anything. But when I was living in a very dry city, then my skin regimen was different. The products that I was using was different. It works the same way with your hair as well, right? In the wintertime, it's really dry. You need to sometimes change products, your old product. For some ladies, they need to change. Some ladies are okay because again, their hair doesn't really care, right? So you need weather appropriate products, right? Now it's up to you to determine that, because I find some ladies sometimes go, oh, in the winter time I can't use glycerin because it makes my hair more dry. But then I've talked to a lady who told me that actually she prefers glycerin in the winter time and not in the summertime. So again, it depends on what your hair needs, right? So yeah, you want to make sure that you're using weather appropriate hair products. So I know Miss Blue, she's always asking me questions about products. So for product tips, I have a few blog posts on my blog about top 5 conditioners, styling and stuff like that, and I'm working on more right now to publish on the blog. And I actually have an ebook where I listed like over 40 different hair products, and I took that ebook down, but I think based on popular what do you call it, requests, I think I'm gonna put that ebook back up for sale again, and I'm gonna work on another more updated ebook, so it's gonna be like a product guide, right? Okay, and then yeah, the fourth thing you wanna make sure you do, again, it depends on the environment, is to use um, um, humidifier. Yeah, humidifier, right? So again, it depends on the environment. When I was living in Edmonton, or even when I was living in Toronto, when I was living in Beijing, my legs looked like crocodile skin. Like I looked like I was a snake or like a crocodile. Like my skin was extremely dry, because those cities, Beijing is very dry, Edmonton is very dry, because there's no water or anything around, right? So a lot of homes will have a deep um, humidifier, right? So like it adds moisture in the air, right? So at least that way it'll help your hair a little bit, right? And finally, the fifth thing you want to do to prolong moisture will be to wear a shower cap to sleep, right? And it's called the greenhouse method, right? And I actually did this last night, but for me, my scalp feels itchy when it's not getting like air, right? Because when you wear a shower cap, because your pores, right, it's giving up some heat, right? It's giving up some heat, right? So when you wear the shower cap, the heat gets trapped in your hair, and you sweat, sort of, right? Like you sweat. It's almost like when it's really hot outside and you put on a sweater, right? And you start sweating all over the place, right? Because the heat coming out of your body has nowhere to go, right? It can evaporate and go in the air, right? So a lot of ladies will wear shower caps to sleep, right? So at least that way, like let's say you moisturize your hair in the evening, moisture can absorb in your hair at a normal rate before the liquid evaporates in the air, right? So you can also try that method as well, and especially if you moisturize your hair at night, right? Because if you moisturize your hair at night, your hair feels wet a little bit. Sometimes the wetness or the product can get on your pillowcase. But obviously, if you have a shower cap on, then everything gets trapped in your like in the shower cap. Okay, so let me review really quickly what I just went over, and I believe a few people asked me some questions, so I'm going to get to that very quickly. Okay, so I shared 5 main things, or actually broken down into 6. So I shared the 5-step wash day system, which is to shampoo, deep condition, moisturize, seal it with oil, and then to style your hair, and 2-strand twist. And then during the week, you want to make sure, right, that if your hair needs it, to co-wash your hair. That if you find that your hair always feels dry, even though you're putting product in it, right? So because sometimes you need to rinse out the product and then put in new products. And you also want to make sure that you moisturize your hair on a daily basis or every other day, depending on the products you're using. Now, and then I talked about moisturizing methods. I talked about at least the approved moisturizing method for the challenge is the lock method, or actually it's really the LCO method, which is the liquid, and then you put the cream, and then you put the oil, right? So that's how you're gonna moisturize your hair post wash days. Or you can use the lazy natural method, which is the method that I use. Combine your lock method in a spray bottle, spray it in your hair every evening or every morning, and then you're out the door. So in terms of when should I moisturize my hair, so obviously on wash days and in between wash days. In between wash days, you're going to be using the lock method. And in terms of the best time to moisturize your hair, it'll be in the evening because that's when the weather is more ideal and when you're indoor for a longer period of time, or also in the office as well. But obviously, you wanna go to your work, in the best way possible. So yeah, so the morning and evening. Morning if you drive or depending on your routine, but evening, you have a 9 to 5, and that's for me that's ideal. And then I talked about the 5 main ways to prolong moisture in your hair. So it's one to twist your hair. Twist your hair, wear a scarf or a hat, and then use weather appropriate hair product. And then if it's the winter time right now, you want to make sure you use a humidifier, right? And then finally, wear a shower cap to sleep if you need that extra oomph. Now, some of you ladies are probably wondering, okay, how come she isn't talking about, oh, you need to drink a lot of water, or you need to, eat healthy, or you need to exercise, you need to do this. I'll probably talk about other stuff when we, maybe a couple months from now when I talk about hair growth, because I want to have a hair growth challenge, because I need it as well, right? But again, because of my scientific background, I don't teach what everybody teaches, right? Because I have that, chemistry and biology background, so I know actually how our body works, right? And the reason for that is it doesn't matter, like if you drink, 10 of these per day or 20 of these per day, yeah, the hair that's gonna grow out of your hair will be healthy, moisturized, hydrated. But guess what? Your hair, right? Once it grows out of your scalp, right, you're responsible for it, right? Like if I drink water right now, it's not gonna affect, what I have here, right? It's not gonna affect what I have right now, right? So that's why you need to physically apply products on your hair, right? It doesn't matter if you take vitamins, you eat healthy, you exercise, you drink water. What's gonna come out will be healthy, but if you don't take care of it, it's just gonna feel dry, break off, and you're gonna be frustrated with your hair, right? Because I know some ladies who they don't even care much about their health, but their hair thrives. Whereas for some of us, we care about our health, but our hair is giving us problems, right? So yeah, so that's why everything that I talk about regarding moisture retention, you are responsible for it in terms of, putting stuff in your hair on a frequent basis. Okay, so that concludes it. I'm just gonna get to the questions right now, and then we will call it a day. So if you ladies can actually retype your questions one more time so I can actually get to them, and then, but in the meantime, I'm gonna see if I can actually access the questions right now from what I have. So I believe Bia Bro asked me a question, and I think Samantha asked a question as well during the webinar. Okay, I want to switch seating because I have people passing by me, behind me, and it's a bit distracted. Okay, I think this is how I'm gonna sit the next time. Okay, so if you ladies can actually retype your questions so I can get to them very quickly, because I didn't have the time to answer the question while I was sharing the content. Okay. This was just here. Okay, let's see. If you ladies aren't putting in the questions, then I guess I'll answer them at the end of this. Oh, okay, there it is. Hey. Okay, so there's okay. I'm struggling with some chronic dryness, working on my physical health. Eating healthy is super important. I agree with that. Yeah, so one has to eat healthier. Okay, so Miss Blue asked me about what type of hair tie to put on your head at night. So there are actually two main types, right? Usually they stay on longer, or you can just buy a bonnet, like a cotton bonnet from your beauty supply store, and it'll stay on the whole night, right? So that's what I usually use for my hair. Okay, so Bia Bro asks about with the greenhouse method. You have to make sure you do it in moderation because you can suffer from high. We do it too often. Yeah, so I agree with that. And I actually did it last night, and my hair still looks dry, right? So for me, it's not too effective. And again, my scalp feels very itchy and uncomfortable, which is why I usually don't do it as much as possible. And yeah, that's right. Your hair can have agro fatigue, although I haven't had anybody, actually share their testimony with agro fatigue, but that's what they talk about, right? Like if your hair, if it's always wet, like you're always moisturizing, then your hair will have agro fatigue and it'll actually break, right? Because obviously, we want to minimize breakage, right? But if you do it too much, then you can actually increase breakage, right? Okay, so Samantha asked me, have you tried the rice water rinses yet? Yeah, so I tried it my last wash day, and yeah, so my hair felt a bit softer, and I have some rice water right now in the fridge. So when I wash my hair on Saturday morning, I'm gonna try it again. So, and I actually had to go buy regular rice because I eat brown rice, so I had to go I had to go and buy regular rice for the rice water treatment. So I do plan to incorporate into my regimen, which I guess adds one extra step. But it's a matter of me remembering to bring the rice water in the shower when I'm washing my hair, because most times I just bring what I'm used to, shampoo, conditioner, and it, I forget to bring the rest. Okay, so for um for the Q, I I follow the Q&A for right now. So that questions, and that concludes today's webinar. We'll be back again same time next Thursday, and I might try and squeeze a quick one on Saturday. It might be on my Instagram page though, or maybe my Facebook group. But that concludes today's live session. So again, thank you ladies for joining me live today. And again, don't forget to moisturize my hair because I'm gonna be moisturizing my hair when I get home this evening. All right, so thank you ladies for joining me, and for those that's going to be watching this on the replay, as always, you can leave your question in the comment section and I'll get to it. And be on the lookout for an email from me this Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, ladies, take care and bye bye.